Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the deep cuts of the Undead.
Answer me! I know you're there!
Number 10, Nightmare City.
No, Sheila! No! Sheila!
There's been a lot of discussion over the years among cult film fans regarding director Umberto Lenzi's 1980 film Nightmare City. Lenzi has somewhat infamously argued about whether or not the infected people at the centre of this film are actually zombies, despite an alternate title for the film being City of the Walking Dead. What is agreed upon is how Nightmare City served as a formidable precursor to similarly rage-filled zombie efforts like World War Z and 28 Days Later. The gore here is definitely indicative of Italy's horror cycle from the 1970s and 80s, while the ending of Nightmare City is one of those love it or hate it propositions that we guarantee you'll never forget.
Ma che cos'è, caro?
Number 9. Horror Rises from the Tomb.
The infernal powers of evil, persecuting these defenseless beings.
The name Paul Naschy may not exactly be familiar to every North American horror fan, but the man's work remains revered in his native Spain as an icon of monstrous cinema. Efforts like 1973's Horror Rises from the Tomb deviated a bit from Naschy's reputation for portraying classic characters like the Wolfman or Count Dracula. Here was a unique creation, that of the satanic villain Alaric the Maniac, who returns from the grave to wreak vengeance alongside his sorceress consort, Mabille. The end results are full of skin and sin, including siege elements that show up when Demoniac's undead victims join their master for some bloody carnage.
I want, when the supreme day comes, that they are sufficiently prepared for the sacrifice.
Number 8. Zombie 4, After Death.
Aren't you frightened?
Sure, it's only natural to feel frightened. It's fear that saves your life when you're fighting.
Take our advice, don't try too hard in keeping up with the connective narrative tissue between all three unofficial Italian horror movies with the word zombie in the title. Just enjoy efforts like Zombie 3 and Zombie 5 Killing Birds for what they are, gory and kind of ridiculous examples of late-stage Italian horror.
I'll come looking for you to feed on your intestines. I'll be in your nightmares.
Zombie 4 After Death is a highlight from this era, and not just thanks to its bitchin' theme song. This effort from Troll 2 director Claudio Fragasso served as a rare genre outing for adult film star Jeff Stryker, alongside American soap actress Candice Daly. It's a mad and messy mix of action and horror tropes that runs fast, loose, and fun. Number 7. Pontypool.
I was a little baby, tiny little baby.
Grant.
What?
We are honestly surprised that more people don't discuss this Canadian horror film from 2008. Pontypool managed to actually achieve something new with the zombie genre, thanks to the audio variant walkers that wind up terrorizing a small town. The idea of zombies being created and spread by speaking certain words from the English language is a unique one, and is executed well within the final product.
Well, Laurel Ann has joined us again, and she's looking worse. She looks like she's been trying to eat something.
There's some humour, but never at the expense of Pontypool's thrills, chills, or ingenuity. It's a great example of filmmakers thinking outside the box, and a screenplay that takes some chances. Number 6. Tombs of the Blind Dead. Armando de Osario was another legend of Spanish horror cinema with a unique creation under his belt: Knights Templar zombies. These undead ghouls ride evil steeds and seek their victims by the sounds of their racing pulses and frantic heartbeats. Blind, dead killing machines that move slowly and with purpose. This methodical approach to horror filmmaking lends this first film in Osario's Blind Dead quadrilogy a dreamlike quality that's atmospheric as hell. Plus, the rotting makeup utilised to bring these Knights Templar to life, death, never fails to amp up the creep factor every time these shambling apparitions are on screen. Number 5. Shockwaves. This film from director Ken Wiederhorn helped pioneer the micro-subgenre of undead cinema that focuses its narrative upon waterlogged Nazi zombies. Shockwaves is another film with slow and deliberate pacing, one that's amplified nicely by a creepy synth score from composer Richard Einhorn. Horror icon Peter Cushing shows up as an exiled German commander of a secret Nazi force of super soldiers, warriors that now live below the waves in search of victims. Shockwaves is a modestly budgeted feature, to be sure, but it achieves a lot of tension and atmosphere via the committed cast, particularly Cushing, and a great inspired zombie design. Number 4. The Grapes of Death. Francis Jean Roland was a master filmmaker with a unique creative eye. His pictures were often artistic affairs that preferred to dwell within mood, rather than coherent narratives. This is particularly why The Grapes of Death from 1978 is so interesting, since it's perhaps one of Roland's most straightforward genre efforts. It's a mixture of rage zombie and eco-horror tropes that retains Roland's artistic sensibilities, while also packing in gore effects and murder set pieces. The Grapes of Death was also notable for its inclusionary casting, since Roland tied together his obscure forays into adult cinema via the presence of French star Brigitte Lay, who would work again in the man's films only a year later with Fascination. Number 3. The Beyond. They didn't refer to filmmaker Lucio Fulci as Italy's godfather of gore for nothing. The man's work wasn't solely concerned with splatter, however, as evidenced by the more esoteric concepts present within the nightmarish narrative of The Beyond. This film from 1981 is considered by many to be Fulci's crowning masterpiece, the second entry in a series of films that are loosely labelled as the man's Gates of Hell trilogy.
That book's been there for 2 years. Nobody wants to buy it. It's very nice, though. Very, very interesting.
The Beyond does indeed concern itself with a demonic portal that resides within the Seven Doors Hotel, but Fulci never really seems content with taking things from point A to point B. Instead, The Beyond is artistic and visceral, a dark film with no mercy, and a beautifully depressive ending. Number 2. Let Sleeping Corpses Lie. This film, also known as The Living Dead at Manchester Morgue, was an international affair, bringing together talents from Spain, Italy, the US, and the UK, to tell a cautionary tale of environmentalism, prejudice, and, well, zombies. Arthur Kennedy's lead inspector is an unrepentant that eventually gets his comeuppance, as Ray Lovelock's Judge tries to expose how local radiation is turning the populace into zombies.
I can just imagine the sergeant's face when he finds out.
And I'd like to be there when he does. If we get out of this alive.
The action takes a while to get going here, allowing for the audience to get to know and like Lovelock and his co-star Christina Galbo. This just makes the siege elements and gore effects more impactful when they do arrive, particularly when Kennedy is finally cornered. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Cemetery Man.
This film book? Are you crazy? That is my favorite reading.
There's more than a bit of black comedy at play with this ultra-gory and stylish effort from director Michele Soavi. Cemetery Man was something of a last grasp of greatness from Italy's horror industry, an early vehicle for Rupert Everett that showcased Soavi's knack for balancing fast-paced action beats with dark jokes and violence.
I know every bump on this road. There's one.
The special effects here on Cemetery Man are wonderful, particularly when it comes to the memorable scene between Everett and a Grim Reaper. Elsewhere, the nihilistic tone of the film ramps up big time during the finale, exploring themes of life and death with an absurdist's eye for the macabre.
Go away!
So, which obscure zombie title would you recommend? Let us know in the comments.